Hey, this is Vince Omega, and this is probably an overdue video. This is a tutorial on how to properly play through Ghost Train. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because there are apparently people out there that still don't know how to do Ghost Train. You know, it's been out for quite a while. In Room 1, you're going to fight female serpentine type enemies that you've fought in Iron Scale and Runaway Westbound, but these enemies are actually super armored throughout their entire attacks. Like, every one of their attacks is super armor, as opposed to a few select attacks from the normal enemies from the non-ancient dungeons. In Room 2 has 3 variants. Well, 2 of the variants are the only one that actually matters. The first variant is that you fight a bunch of wooden dolls that mimic aspects of dungeon fighters, but they're not green named enemies. And this is important because since they're not green named enemies, they act like normal enemies and have normal HP and no gimmicks involved. Now in the next 2 variant rooms, you will fight 4 powerful green named variants of those same dolls, but only this time they have gimmicks. These gimmicks involve super armor, doppelgangers can move and follow you, basically multi-hit suction, and automatically falling to the ground and summoning a weapon that spins around and does a lot of damage. You can see from the video for yourself which one of the ABCs do that. And when they die, they have yet another gimmick. The one that mimics a priest puts his axe down and it creates the Spirit Lion Axe proc type of effect from the axe, and he drops a green health fairy. Of course, you're gonna end up taking damage trying to get that green health fairy because it's kind of redundant. The Nen leaves a Nen flower and she leaves a super armor fairy. The Soulbender drops Tombstone and leaves a haste fairy. And the one mimicking a witch, or supposedly mimicking a witch, summons 2 tornadoes, and she summons a blessed fairy. Now, with the 2 tornadoes, your best bet to avoid them is to run all the way to the side of one of the rooms, and it'll actually leave the map. So it's important that you do that. The third room is split into 2 parts. The first part, you're going to fight enemies that tell you to look into their eyes, and when you do look into their eyes, they're going to jump onto you and inflict stats effects like bleed, confusion, immobilization, or whatever. Obviously, you don't want to look at them. And another important thing is, after a certain moment, you're going to see an indicator on your character. You want to move away from that indicator. So, like, if it's on you, you want to move up or down while not looking at them. This is your best bet in order to avoid actually being caught by those ghosts. Next part of the room contains a special green named enemy who summons his soul. Now, his soul can be split into 3 parts. The first part looks like the same ghost that you just fought from the previous room. After you kill that, it splits into 3. You kill those 3 miniature ghosts, and it splits into their ghost split into 3 miniature ghosts. So after you kill that, he becomes vulnerable, and you can actually attack him directly. You want to attack him from the back. So that way you get 2 bonuses. You get back attack bonus and you get counter bonus since he's in super armor, I believe. You also want to stay in the center of the room next to him, because if you get into the purple haze, then you will actually lose HP, so you don't want to do that. Next room is also 2 parts. In the first part of the room, you're going to fight undead vanguards. What you want to do is you want to either jump over them or move to the side. They're going to turn around and follow you. Then you want to jump over them again, or you want to move around them. This is going to actually get them stuck in one direction, and you want to attack them from the back, because this is how they're vulnerable. And also, attacking them from the back also gives you an Eleanor effect to your damage, so it's important that you attack them often. Anything with multi-hits works great here. Also, in the next part of the room, you're going to fight Chief Sass. Now, he's annoying because he's constantly in super armor. He summons about 7 birds that do multi-hit attacks, and they bounce you off the ground. And then he summons a tomb, which basically he summons multiple tombs. They drop down to create shockwaves, and then out of the tombs pop out miniature dungeon fighters. So you don't want that. You basically want to kill him as fast as possible. That's the thing. Kill him as fast as possible. That's the only thing I got to say about that room. And of course, the final part involves the boss, which is Pandemic Flu. Now, Pandemic Flu has an anti-cube move that he does whenever you perform a cube, and he does it whenever his shield is not up. He will duck under the ground, and he will reappear next to a character, and he will bite him, and he will inflict a huge and damaging bleed attack. So that's something you want to avoid doing. So basically, don't use a cube unless his shield's up. When his shield's up, you want to knock down the totems. Knock down the totems, and then his shield comes down. Prepare any cube moves you have while the shield is going down, not while the shield is down. And when his shield comes down, he will summon his shadow. His shadow does a lot of damage, but it has a telltale sign before it comes up. Basically, you'll see a shadow mark appear on the ground before he actually appears on that same x-axis. Now you can stay all the way up to the top or bottom of the map to avoid that. Also, anytime you attack Pandemic Flu while his shield's up, he will summon a pole that does hit stun while you're near it, and if you get hit by a lot of them, you will instantly die. So those are the things to watch out for when you're fighting Pandemic Flu. And also, when his health is almost down to nothing, like 5 or 8 bars, he will do the shockwave attack twice. But that's pretty much it for Ghost Train. Hopefully this video was helpful.